Today we're going over my recommended augments for every single perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade of Black Ops 7. And then we're going to go over the augment requirements and give you my top 10 recommended enhancements in order. First things first, this video is being recorded before the launch of Black Ops 7, so this is all speculative. But I'm using this video actually kind of selfishly because I want to go over the augments and I want to write down which ones I find most important. Because a lot of these augments have been revamped a little bit, and if you didn't know, we are now able to equip 2 minor augments if we have fully researched all of the augments of a single enhancement. And in this case, enhancement means any perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade. If you don't know what all of these brand new augments do, I have multiple videos going through each of these, so we're not going to waste our time with that, thank goodness. We're just going to get down to business right away and jump in straight to the perks, starting with Wisp Tea. Wisp Tea is kind of a different perk than what we've had before. It's very similar to Bloodwolf Bite from Black Ops 4, but it serves a much different role than all the other perks. And with its augments, it's kind of giving you the option to use it as a complementary to your playstyle. If you want it to deal more damage, if you want it to revive you or heal you or distract enemies. Personally, I know I'm probably going to go either with the one that deals more damage or the one that distracts enemies, especially during the first couple days. I would love this distraction effect when we're doing an Easter egg step or a boss fight. In terms of the minor augments, these are pretty box standard. Increasing the lifetime would be really good. Decreasing the cooldown would also be awesome, so that's just kind of doubling down on how frequently this is being used. And these other two, especially this one right here, doesn't feel all that powerful. Picking up max ammos or max armors or double points, yeah, it could be useful, but not as much as getting more functionality out of either dealing more damage or distracting enemies. In terms of overall importance to the game, I don't think this is going to be that critical. As you can see here in a previous blog post, they mentioned we are going to need to research a certain number of augments before we can start researching some of these things, and Wisp Tea has the highest amount of augments to research before you can actually unlock it or start researching it. You can use it, you just can't research the augments until you have 21 augments already unlocked. And if you're starting fresh, I really wouldn't worry too much about it. Wisp Tea is more of a support perk than anything. On the other hand, we have Jugg, which is probably the single most important perk in the entirety of zombies. Now, I completely rock probiotic most of the time in Black Ops 6. You guys know on the channel though, I love myself some turtle shell. It is so much fun, so rewarding. I would highly recommend you trying that in Black Ops 6, and I am going to probably main this in Black Ops 7 because it has been adjusted to completely absorb damage to your back while now also allowing normal damage mitigation to your front. Now, I do kind of want to correct people on this because what is normal damage mitigation? Normal damage mitigation to me might mean, hey, the normal amount of damage mitigation you get when you spawn in. Because you spawn in with tier 1 armor, that could be what it means by normal damage mitigation. It could also mean that normal damage mitigation is whatever tier of armor you have in the first place. So if you have tier 3 armor, it might be tier 3 armor damage mitigation. In which case, this is basically like having both armor and a shield from previous zombie games at the same time. You get the 360 block around you with the normal damage mitigation and an armor completely absorbing all damage to your back, all at the expense of going from 300 to 250. That, to me, is so worth it. If that works the way I think it does, even if it works like the normal damage, like the tier 1 armor, that is still really good if you ask me. I'm rocking Turtle Shell, and as interesting as all these other ones are to test out, and yes, I would love to see a build with Iron Core, because without any armor plates, Iron Core will give you more health, plus with stim shots and overhealing. I am really excited to see some no armor runs with that. I think that'd be awesome. But for me, I'm going hardened plates and durable plates. More damage mitigation and increased armor durability. That sounds pretty good to me. And luckily, Juggernog is unlocked with only 6 augments. So we are absolutely putting that in our top 10. That is among the top augments that you need to start researching. Even if you go probiotic, even if you do whatever, Juggernog is going to help you survive no matter what. Moving on to PhD. This is another fun one I'm really interested in trying out. PhD slider is the go-to. It still looks like it's going to be the go-to, even though they've adjusted it to make it seem a little bit more sensitive or less sensitive, more specific in actually sliding into the enemies. I still feel like people are going to like exploding enemies enemies when sliding into them, especially on those high rounds. Tribologist is just going to be fantastic. That sliding distance, even though it's decreased a little bit since Black Ops 6, I still feel like people are going to want that, myself included. And then I'm probably going to either choose Environmentalist or Stuntman. But I do think I'm going to have a lot of fun testing Gravity MD, just falling from heights creating explosions, combined with EOD Technician, which reduces that height and distance requirement for explosions, and wall jumping creates explosions. I think you could just be a little frog like Yoda jumping around in Attack of the Clones, just creating explosions everywhere. That's a weird pull, I know, but I think that could be really fun. I think for the main part, PhD slider, Tribologist, Environmentalist is going to be the thing. But I think for fun, Gravity MD with Environmental or with EOD Technician and Stuntman could be pretty fun. PhD requires 15 augments. I don't know if it's going to be a really high recommended, but I'm going to put it in the top 10 for now because of Tribologist and PhD Slider. It's just a go-to. If it's just as strong as it was in Black Ops 6, it's going to be fantastic. Elemental Pop. This is another fun one, a very support type of perk, nothing really too crazy. Very interested in testing out Rainbow Pop, being able to use different ammo mods, especially stuff like Fireworks and Shatterblast, but still have that elemental damage. Depending on how much this chance is, if that chance is like 50% and it's like every other bullet, that's definitely going to be worth it. But if it's not, I'm going to stick with Citrus Focus. Being able to utilize one singular ammo mod is fantastic, and then combining that with maybe Chill Berry and Vulnerabine, or Chill Berry with Refreshment just to get as many ammo mod activations, like if you are running Shatterblast, which is just very much kill, kill, kill. Having all of these things reduce the cooldown and specialize in one ammo mod, that could be the case, but I think Citrus Focus, Chill Berry, and then Vulnerabine are going to be my main setup. Elemental Pop is down here with Wisp Tea, and again, not that important, so not going to crack the top 10, I don't think. Melee Macchiato. This one got a big glow up. Your melees are going to be stronger, more deadly. The punch itself is going to be faster. The punch is going to be replaced with a dedicated melee weapon with the new Mokomal augment. And to be honest, I really can see myself using any of these. I might go Vampiric because I plan on making melee weapons a big part of my point maximization strategy, having Vampiric Extraction be really good, combining that with Barista Brawl, getting more essence, and then potentially either stick and move to get myself a little bit safer to backpedal a little bit faster, or maybe mugging just to get myself some more ammo, save on some points. Overall, I'm excited to see this be a little bit better. The punching I really thought was super clunky in Black Ops 6. I hope that's better now. I just really wish Triple Shot also worked with your dedicated melee weapon. It's only your punch. If it was your dedicated melee weapon, Triple Shot would be actually useful. But again, we'll test it out. It only requires 9 augments, so if you're like a melee guy, it might be worth it, but I really don't think so. Oh, but here we have Vulture Aid. This is one of the biggest sleeper perks in my opinion. I neglected Vulture Aid for a lot of Black Ops 6, but it is so powerful. I know a lot of you are going to be picking up Armormatic, and I'll be honest, I think I'm kind of sleeping on Armormatic too. I think it's going to be nice quality of life for a lot of people, and I think pairing that with Condor's Reach is going to be great. Obviously, we all love Picky Eater, but this is why this perk is so good, because if we're worried about the salvage gain, which I know a lot of people are, then having Carry On Luggage have critical kills drop extra salvage is going to be so big. Plus Picky Eater, making it so that you don't need to spend salvage on the crafting table, or having special and elite enemies have a chance to drop large essence vials to help you with your point maximization. That could also be really good. Personally, for me, I think I'm going to stick with Smell of Death. I think that's the best all-arounder. And then I think I am going to go Carry On Luggage, and then either Picky Eater if I want to use my equipment, or Condor's Reach is really fun. Well, to be honest, all of these are really fun. So yeah, I'm at least going to go Carry On Luggage, but then the next one I do is probably going to change. Now, Vulture Aid luckily only costs 12 augments, and this is going to crack my top 10. In fact, it might be a little bit higher than that too. That might be very, very important there. Speaking of important, we've got Double Tap. This one's going to be really hard. Every 4th bullet in your weapon magazine doubles damage, which is great, but it's technically the same as like double impact. I'll have to test it out and see what it works with, what it doesn't. I've just been running double standard. It's super great. It makes zombies super squishy once you get it. I really want to figure out a way to test how effective that is with your accuracy and everything, but I am going to stick with double standard, and I am absolutely running double time and double down. An increase in fire rate plus bullet weapons finally finally have increased penetration damage through enemies. This is basically like a free rapid fire on FMJ on every single gun. This is one of the most important enhancements of Black Ops 7. Unfortunately, you need a whopping 18 augments to unlock it first. I am putting it right underneath Juggernog because this helps save you and this helps deal damage, so that's how it's gonna be. Another big one for a lot of people, I usually don't run Quick Revive all that much between you and me, but obviously Dying Wish is the go-to, except Equivalent Exchange has just updated. Now we always go into our last stand and Quick Revive is no longer removed, and you keep all of your perks if you kill an enemy while downed. Now, we don't know if going down, like going into your last stand pose, will take a self-revive, but if it doesn't, and I really don't think it does, this is basically gonna be 3 free downs without losing any of your perks if you have Quick Revive on. So I'm going with Equivalent Exchange. And then for the minor augments, Emergency Med Kit's gonna be good to have an extra self-revive. And then really everything else is nothing too crazy. I like Karmic Return. That's probably what I'm gonna go with, but you can make a case for all of this in a public match for sure. So this might be one of those perks that you use to unlock the first couple until you get Equivalent Exchange if you're waiting to research something else. But overall, I don't think Dying Wish is all that strong, at least when it comes to its augments. Its base ability to recover health faster, that's fantastic, but the augments, apart from Equivalent Exchange, Dying Wish, not too important. But I do think, especially only having 3 augments, it might be in the top 10. It might be, depending on what else is here. Deadshot. Deadshot is the old school double tap, at least for Black Ops 6. If you know me, you really know there's really no contest here. We're going dead head, but we gotta test out this dead point. We'll see how close point blank range really is, how much extra damage that deals, if it's worth it, if it's like double damage all the time, if it's like 1.5, 1.2. That might have the upside over Deadhead, but for right now, I'm going to stick with Deadhead. I'm going to recommend that. That just gives you a flat increase to your critical damage, very good at whatever range. And then I am going to recommend Dead Break because that will increase bullet damage to armor pieces. Now, this doesn't increase your damage to the enemy. It just means that the armor on the enemies is going to break faster. So if an armor piece takes 10 shots to break, having Dead Break might reduce that to like 8 shots or something. And personally, I'm probably just going to go with Dead Draw because I love having a reduced hit fire spread, but I also like the idea of temporarily increasing our movement speed after point blank kill. So this will be my number 1, that'll probably be my number 2, and then that'll be my number 3. But again, with double tap, this really isn't all that important. I would put it over Quick Revive though, and it does require 18 augments, so it is something to keep in mind. But then again, double tap also has 18 augments, so between the 2 of them, you're definitely going to want to do double tap first. Death Perception. This one, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, is it? I mean, a lot of these major augments are actually pretty underrated. Treasure Hunter's good, Death Stare's good, Critical Eye is decent in a lot of situations. I'm going to try the Sixth Sense because taking less damage from behind means that you're going to have less armor durability broken from behind. And it says all the time. It doesn't say occasionally. It doesn't say have a chance. It says just straight from behind. So I think that's going to pair very well with Turtle Shell. I'm going Sixth Sense. And then for the 2 minor ones, I don't know. I think I'm going to do increased perception radius and extra charge because I turn off the minimap and I don't want to see the loot anyway. It's just fine enough as it is. There you go. It's Death Perception. And it does cost 15 augments to unlock, which is a little ridiculous. Not in my top 10. Absolutely not. Stamin Up, another sleeper one similar to Vulture Aid. I really like this one. I mean, I love Free Faller. I love Stalker, especially with that tack stance. Really good. That's probably what I'm going to mainly default to, except I want to try Guns Up. I think I'm going to go with Guns Up, Fire while sprinting, which is going to be fantastic for high rounds and super sprinters and hip fire builds. And then I'm going to do Footwork, increased non-forward sprinting speed, and then I'm probably going to do Hot Foot. But if I find myself not using a lot of equipment, I'm probably going to switch to Hard Target, but I'm at least going to do Footwork. And boy, I wish Bo Nix had this augment right now. None of you guys get that reference, I apologize. As much as I love Stamin Up, it's not a top 10 for me, and luckily, it's one of the default augments that you can research. It's not my first one that I would research, but it's definitely not bad if you want to start there. For our last perk, we have Speed Cola. Again, nothing too crazy. I love classic formula. Reload speed is even faster, but if you want to just speed around the map, Ammo Surge is great. Curious to see the cooldown of that. 100% I'm using Prestidigitation. Hey, that was pretty good. I think that was pretty good. Reloading has a chance to not use stock ammo. I feel like that could be really powerful, especially with wonder weapons. And then I might do Quick Swap or Fast Pitcher. Doesn't really matter. I'm just using this one first. Not super big. It's a 12 augment enhancement. not cracking the top 10, at least not yet. But now we have ammo mod, starting with the brand new Fireworks. This one I'm really excited for. It seems very deadly, and because it's new and it works very differently than it did in Black Ops 3, I'm excited to try all of these. And I think I want to try out Firewheel first. This is like an area of effect. This one feels targeted. This one feels like it's just a big explosion. I mean, Starburst might be pretty good. And then of course, elite enemies, we'll see about that. So really, it's kind of like Wisp Tea, whatever I'm feeling with either Firewheel or Starburst. I'm gonna decrease the cooldown. I love that. And maybe the area of effect. Ooh, I'm not too worried about special and elite enemies after the beta, but maybe more flares and a reduced cooldown could be pretty cool, or increased area of effect and launching more flares. That could actually be really good, really make that deadly. Plus with the cooldown from elemental pop, yep, that's what I'm going with. This one and this one, I like it. I like it a lot. But with only 4 more slots to go, I don't know if that one's gonna be good enough, but we'll put it there just to keep our brain thinking about it. Brain Rot, not my favorite, not very satisfying to me, I guess. I do really like Pheromone. The mini monkey bomb effect is really good, and so I think we'll just use that with the increased duration and maybe a little cooldown. That could be really good. I kind of like that, but I might try playing around with dealing toxic damage, increase the damage dealt, all that stuff. But for now, extension and haste with Pheromone, I think that's going to be top of my list there. Brain Rot, 12 augments, not the top of my list, but that's just a personal preference. Napalm Burst. If this works like it does in Black Ops 6, then you are just going to need Firebomb and Incendiary. This will wipe out hordes, and the only thing you might want to do is add in this increase the activation radius, because what I imagine this does is I imagine it affects more zombies at its activation. Instead of the 3 zombies that you start with, maybe it can spread to a couple more, which will start this chain reaction of Firebomb and Incendiary so much better. I made a whole video about this, and I'm so happy it's just 3 augments because man, this thing is very, very good. Ah, Shadow Rift. I need to retest this because I really don't think it's good. I don't even remember how good this thing is, but I remember being very disappointed with it. Gravity Well might be good. It becomes a black hole that pulls in enemies before teleporting away nearby enemy survivors. That could be pretty good, or Big Game. So Gravity Well or Big Game with a, I like a reduced cooldown, perhaps Supermassive with that bigger lethal radius could be really good with Gravity Well, and then maybe more ammo. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go Supermassive and Haste with either Gravity Well or Big Game. Big Game, it used to one-shot things, but then everybody kind of poo-pooed it after they nerfed it, but it's still really good. Takes away like half their health or something. It's nice. And for 18 augments, it's just too steep of a price. Yeah, your time is better spent unlocking something else, unfortunately. Unless I research it, I figure out something pretty crazy about it, we'll see. Dead Wire, this is easy. You're going Lightning Strike and you're going Extension with either Haste or High Voltage. Or maybe Aftershock. Maybe that Lightning Strike will spread out to more enemies. So Extension, Lightning Strike, and maybe Aftershock or High Voltage. But I could have sworn High Voltage didn't work with the Lightning Strike. So again, we'll retest it, but this is the best ammo mod in the game, without a doubt, which means that we are absolutely putting it on our top 10. Luckily, it's unlocked right away, so that is what I'm going to recommend that you focus on first. Cryo Freeze. Man, I wish I got to this one in Black Ops 6, but I'm kind of really happy I didn't, because this thing is so underrated. This is just a straight up DPS increase while slowing down your enemies. It's so good. I love Ice Cloud. That's the one I'm going to recommend. Everything else is kind of niche. They did nerf the cooldown of Ice Cloud, so it might be worth it to run Big Game or Frozen Stiff or Cold Company here, but I'm going to stick with Ice Cloud with Extension perhaps, and maybe Liquid Nitrogen. Or no, actually no, Liquid Nitrogen and Freeze or Burn, because if they're affected by the Ice Cloud dealing more damage to them, oh, that's going to be great. A very, very solid ammo mod here. You guys are sleeping on it. And it is only 6 augments. Only 6 augments might be good enough. Might be good enough. I think there's a lot better field upgrades though. We're almost there, but man, lots of fun stuff. Hey, field upgrades, here we go. We are starting with our Toxic Growth. Hard not to be excited by a brand new thing. I know this is not going to be like meta or anything, but if it's fun, if it's new, definitely going to be worth running it. And I think this first one, I have no idea how to say that, takes up a wider area and enemies continue to be slowed after leaving it. That's going to be huge. I think that's going to be a big one. Unless pollination here, if you can get a chain reaction, enemies killed after they explode, by the growth. So I wonder if it has to be by the growth, or if you kill them in the growth, they'll explode dealing toxic damage. If you could get a chain reaction of that, that could be pretty cool. useful. Extra charge is an easy decision, and significantly increase the toxic growth health. Yeah, I think that one's going to be good because it felt pretty weak in the beta. That or enemies that move through the growth are even slower. One of these two. Or this healing fruit. This may overcharge you. This may overheal you, which again, if you don't have armor, you have stins, and then you have this healing fruit, could be really good for a no armor challenge. Overall, it's pretty fun. It's only 12 augments. I really wouldn't worry too much about it. There are definitely better augments to unlock. For example, Dark Flare. Dark Flare, I think, is going to have such a glow up. I think it was the second best or top 3 best field upgrades in Black Ops 6. Very underrated. I think extension is still the way to go. Dark Pact is currently bugged, so hopefully they fix it before Black Ops 7. Supernova, I hope they buff it because it was pretty useless. And this Muzzle Blast might be really good if you're in a close quarter situation, so I'm going to test it, but I am going to recommend extension. And now we can increase the max charges by 1, and I will highly recommend slowing the enemies on contact. That is going to be really, really good to make this a get out of my way weapon, slowing down the Zersa, increasing that duration and slowing the Zersa, increasing that charge. You can kill an entire amalgam with 1 charge of Dark Flare in Black Ops 6, and if that's anything like it will be in Black Ops 7, that's going to be fantastic. And if this beam slowing down isn't good enough, then I'm really interested in Dusk Flame and that additional shadow damage. We'll see. We'll see. As much as I love it, I don't know. I really don't know if it's going to be a top 10. Healing Aura, I think I've used this thing like once unironically. The ability to revive dead allies is really good. Resilience is really nice. Inner Strength is really good. I'm definitely going to do that. Inner Strength plus this health overcharge. That one actually might be really good. Now, I'm curious if you have a Stim Shot Cornucopia here with the overcharge effect, plus the Juggernog augment with Iron Lung. Dude, it's going to be fun. It's going to be so fun to see that. That's going to be a fun video to make. But I think I'm going to go Resilience with Inner Strength and Cornucopia. It is 15 augments. I'm not that worried about it. Frenzied Guard has some pretty fun new ones. Lots of people love Frenzied Guard. I never got around to really using it. Retribution had to be my go-to for sure. I know a lot of people liked Frenzied Fire, but Retribution will be my go-to unless I'm doing a melee build, in which case, oh wait, no, it says your fists, not with your melee weapon. Ooh, we're gonna need to test that. So that might not be good. We're gonna go Retribution plus Dual Layer for that increased armor durability, and Extension, of course, increase that Frenzied Guard duration. Very solid. It's only 3 augments. Maybe if you're dark or a Frenzied Guard kind of guy, maybe that's in here as one of your intermediate things to research for sure. Energy Mine, this is another very standard, decent one. Turret is really good, as we saw in Black Ops 6. I really like Scatter. I think that's a little bit more powerful than people think. But this new Smart Mine, Energy Mine, has more detonations and waits for multiple enemies to be in range for each detonation. Could be really good. So I think it's between Turret and Smart Mine. And of course, Extra Charge is fantastic. Plus either this Siren or Frequency Boost. I don't think there's really much value to picking up your Energy Mine because I really couldn't tell you when I accidentally used it ever. So either increasing the duration or getting more enemies, especially with the Smart Mine, more enemies towards it could be really useful, like another mini monkey bomb to save ya. And luckily, Energy Mine is the first field upgrade you have to unlock. But of course, we have to give it up for Aether Shroud. The new major augment, distract enemies with the Dark Aether clone of yourself. It's basically, I imagine it's going to be like throwing a decoy at the same time as going invisible. So pretty cool. I'll probably rock that because there's not really many other major augments. I love the idea of Void Sheath for melees. I think that's great for melee weapons. And I do like Burst Dash. I think that's useful, but it just didn't work in Black Ops 6 all that much. So I think I'm going to try After Image. I think that's going to be a fun one. And obviously, if you're playing as a team, Group Shroud is the way to go. And I don't think there's much contemplation here. Extra Charge and Extension is just the base default Aether Shroud, but so much better. I don't need my weapon to be reloaded. And I guess depending on the amount of shadow damage that we deal, this could be good and increase your speed duration. That's going to be great for speedrunners, but I'm at least going to do Extra Charge. And if I'm okay with the duration, I will definitely try Impulse as a more offensive type of augment for this Aether Shroud. And Aether Shroud coming in at 21 augments, you are going to need to work for that one. And it seems as though, let's see, let's raise this up a little bit. We've got our top 10. Is Fireworks going to be one of the ones that I recommend? It's so hard to tell because I have no idea how it's going to work. It could be better than Dark Flare and Cryo Freeze, but I do want to redo this list now that we've got all of these in here. I think I'm going to put PhD up here and Vulture Aid. I know a lot of you guys are going to love that brand new armor augment, so I think that's going to be good there. Aether Shroud deserves to be up here. I almost feel like Aether Shroud is more important than Vulture Aid. In fact, I do. At least for me personally. I think this is good. This is a good top 5 right there. And then I think we got to go Deadwire. I might have switched Deadwire and Vulture Aid, or Deadwire. Like, this is defensive, this is defensive, this is offensive, you know? And keeping with that theme, we've got Deadshot. I think I'll go Napalm Burst. Actually, no, Napalm Burst can go down here. We'll go Quick Revive next. And then, yeah, either one of these 3 will be very good. I think I'm going to go Fireworks just for fun, but I do want to let you guys know Cryo Freeze, Dark Flare, absolutely incredibly fun. So here's the top 10 in order of how I would want to unlock them and focus on them. But obviously we're not going to be able to unlock double tap right away because we need to unlock 18 augments first. Now I think each enhancement has 8 augments, but they do list the extra slot as another augment. So I wonder if you're going to do this, and I wonder if this last major augment is the final one, or if we're going to need to research it all the way to here, which is going to take a lot longer because each of this is XP and it's more XP for each thing. So this could take a while to fully unlock all of this, but you guys see what I mean. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or this could count as 9. If it counts as 9, then after 2 fully researched enhancements, whether that's Jugg or Deadwire or whatever the case may be, then you're going to be able to research anything that you want except for Aether Shroud, in which case you'll need 3 more. So let's just sort this by the augments. Okay, so Deadwire would be first. So we've got Deadwire and then Quick Revive, Napalm Burst, then Jugg, Vulture Aid, PhD, double tap. Whoop, there we go, double tap, Deadshot, Fireworks, and Aether Shroud. So that's the order you're going to unlock the ability to research them in. But as my very first pro tip of Black Ops 7, like I just said, researching each augment takes more and more XP, meaning that if you want to unlock all of the research ability of all of these augments first, like if you want to unlock 21 augments as fast as you can, then you should just research the first 2 to 3 augments, and then after that game or whatever, you move on to a brand new enhancement, research 2 or 3 or 4 augments, go on to the next enhancement, 2 or 3 or 4 augments, because like I said, each of these takes more and more XP. So it's going to take longer and longer to unlock all 9 of these augments, as opposed to unlocking 2 augments on 4 different things. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But with all that being said, what augments are you most looking forward to? Which ones are you going to unlock first? And if you're interested in deep dives into Black Ops 7, augment reviews, stats and graphs, tips and tricks, strategies, everything Black Ops 7 Zombies, be sure to subscribe, check out this video, and stay beautiful.